Other interesting political news, you have Kamala Harris promising to turn the whole U.S. into Detroit, which, yeah, spoiler, that'd be hell. I have a family who came up in Detroit. Most of them left as soon as they could. In fact, I kind of joke, my family, when they were escaping Cuba, my mom, what was she, about 4 at the time? They went to the one place on the planet worse than communist Cuba when Fidel was taking over, which is Southside Detroit. Because even back then, it was already on the downswing, and it was just hell. But thankfully, they worked like hell, went to, went to school and got out, and now I have a couple of relatives that live in the suburbs, obviously. Now this comes to us thanks to and wokeness, which he says, quote, Kamala just released an ad promising to turn the whole country into Detroit. Which, again, let that pin, or maybe that more appropriately, let that piston drop. Which, yeah, no one wants this. It's only about 17 seconds long, so not too painful. Well, it might be painful for the eyes and the ears to see them, but we'll go ahead and get this done with.
And so what Donald Trump doesn't understand, or care to learn, is that when he said
our whole country will end up being like Detroit if she's your president,
that he should be so goddamn lucky.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Well, if you're watching on Rumble, the music is probably still there. YouTube might have taken out. Again, another reason to watch The Topping Show at Rumble, the freedom site. Because they actually don't take down my videos when I critique Kamala Harris or lawsuits around certain jabs. But, yeah, with Detroit, name one person in America who wants to move to Detroit. Name one. I remember when I used to work in corporate America, I used to work at Hewlett-Packard Enterprise, and I kid you not, one of the hardest things in a career of sales, moving up the corporate ladder, traditionally you'd move from inside sales representative to a field representative position. So, you'd work at inside sales with the organization, you go to work every day. Field rep, you'd be working on larger businesses, so you'd be selling them products and services, and you'd be, carrying a bag all day long, as the saying goes. You'd be going to their, their business, their headquarters. And Hewlett-Packard Enterprise could not find a rep to go to Detroit for so long in terms of internal interviewing and asking folks. They ended up hiring someone wholly unqualified just because he was willing to go and live in Detroit. It was a joke. And oddly enough, I'm pretty sure half his salary went to a bulletproof car and body armor. I'm only partially kidding, though. Those things would probably definitely help living in Detroit. Again, there was one time, which also shows Trump's right in terms of the country crumbling. There was one time where Detroit was literally the richest, most prosperous, safest city on the planet. It's also before, long when the automotive industry was booming, before the unions took it over. But yeah, there was so much profit, so much. It was astronomical. You look at the architecture back then; it was beautiful. The buildings were literally works of art. The streets were not literally paved in gold, but everyone was so well off. And yet they crumbled and crumbled and crumbled, in part because politics, in part because of culture. And yeah, now it's a joke, and no one wants to live there. It's a rough area, kind of like Chicago. Well, no, Chicago's always been a rough area. I'm only partially kidding, but yeah, I don't think this ad is great because again, the music is good. I'll give him credit in terms of the music being energetic and all the rhetoric there. But in terms of like a compelling reason, like even when I was a kid, Detroit was a joke. Like I always asked my parents, like, "Oh yeah, why don't we go visit Detroit?" And they didn't laugh at me, but they protect my innocence. They go, "Oh no, it's we'll go somewhere else. We'll go to we'll visit the Ford Museum in the Auburn Hills, or not Auburn Hills, or is it? Yeah, a couple hours outside Detroit. Like you never went downtown. Obviously, I know that now. You know why? But it's like, yeah, Detroit. I can't but think, yeah, Kamala Harris thinks this is a good advertisement. If you've never heard of Detroit, it might make sense. If you're new to the country and you've never heard of Detroit, and you think it's just a regular city, you might think, oh yeah, Trump's being a jerk. No. Trump's just calling it how it is and how we need to fix it and actually make it great again, which it's an uphill battle. I don't know what the Las Vegas odds are in terms of making Detroit good again, but shoot, I'm not a gambling man, but I'd say the odds are probably not good. Now, didn't go as viral as I thought. I got 75,000 views and 1.3 thousand likes. One of the first comments coming from Paul Zupa saying, quote, people from Detroit don't want Detroit to be like Detroit. Getting 128 likes. AKA says she wants the entire country to be filled with crime. She admits it, getting 59 likes. I'm Yes You Are No says, quote, Detroit went from the wealthiest city in America to the poorest in mere decades. America is constantly on trajectory to become the new South Africa. Americans need a decisive Trump victory in order to stop this. What's this? This isn't a word. I don't agree with it. But they call it the Southern Cape. Oh, wait. Is that a word? It's a good Scrabble word if it is a word. I don't agree with it, but it says the Southern Africanization of America. Getting 118 likes. So you also have, let's see, Liberty Pill Memes says Kamala helping people who are struggling. And someone who says, you know, I'm starving, I've lost everything. And Kamala's laughing at the person saying I'm speaking, getting 31 likes. We also have Nick Sorter saying her DEI advisors somehow managed to outdo themselves every single day, getting 102 likes. Lock and Roll says, taking the Lord's name in vain, that's a novel approach to winning voters, getting 37 likes, which, I mean, on average, I mean, Democrats aren't very religious these days. They used to be decades ago, but I actually don't think that's going to alienate too many voters. On average, more religious people, I mean, well, pretty much anyone who's Catholic is definitely right-leaning in terms of, I mean, one of the biggest things for being a Catholic is, you know, being pro-life, and that's the antithesis of the party that is Democrats now. So yeah, I mean, you're calling them out. Let me know in the comments. I don't think they'll even lose one voter because of that particular vernacular. But maybe I'm wrong. Red Wave Press says Kamala is bad, but so are the people running her campaign, getting 38 likes. Florida Man Eats says Kamala has the worst campaign for president I've ever seen. No interviews, bad on camera, destroying in the debate. Not to mention unlikable VP she chose, getting 11 likes, which she did some interviews. They're just pre-planned. She has questions ahead of time apparently, and still manages to butcher it. Bojack says Detroit doesn't even want to be Detroit. There's a graph that says Detroit population from 1980 to 2023, and yeah, it looked like it peaked in 1990? I mean, it was so bad you could buy a house for $1,000. Granted, you have to pay property tax. That's why they're trying to lure taxpayers there. But $1,000 for a house, probably could still get one for like $3,000 in Detroit right now. Which it might not have the copper wiring anymore, or the copper piping, but it is a house for like $3,000. But it is, look, it's one of those things where it is true when it comes to real estate as a location. Would you want to live there? No. Yeah, I looked at it looks like it peaked at, was it, maybe we're 1.1 million. It got 10 likes. Bill Elmore says, pop up there. Can't wait to see San Francisco and Chicago ads, getting 15 likes, which yeah, those places. More businesses have left California and San Francisco in the past year, I think, than ever. I don't think there's ever been more businesses leaving that area than anywhere else. I mean, even the traditional tech companies, which are stalwarts of California, especially the Bay, even they move their headquarters to places like, great places like TXS. I mean, even Hewlett Packard Enterprise, Oracle, CrowdStrike, some of the largest tech companies are leaving California. Do you really want those policies that force them to leave on a federal level? Yeah, I don't think anyone does, especially San Francisco, where it's literally covered in crap. I'm not being bombastic. The culture has declined so much. It's just they're defecating everywhere. That's how much the culture has declined in California, which, again, used to be a beautiful place. And yet their policies are that bad, and the culture's declined that much. Jeez, any contrarian statements. You have an AI picture of Kamala Harris as the Scarecrow, and Tim Walz says the lion in the Wizard of Oz. It says no brain, no heart, which, yeah, lying about combat experience, that pissed off a lot of veterans, Mr. Tim Walz. And, yeah, I got 28 likes. Let's see. Humanoid says Kamala Harris is an existential threat to America, and we know it. And got 1 like. There's an AI picture of Kamala Harris riding a helicopter, and the view of the window is the burning city. She goes, "We did it, Joe!" Getting 8 likes, which they did in Minnesota during the 2020 Summer Love riots, where she also helped bail them out. Let's see. Tinker Tweet says, last time it was in Detroit was 2018. It was a crapple, bums living under bridges, laying on the road drunk and passed out, feet on the road, and dilapidated houses and roads. VP Harris has no damn clue what she's talking about. Getting 2 likes, which I feel bad for this guy. Why do you have to visit Detroit? Rough trip. Let's see. Retired Mailman says getting everyone's sucking from the government teat is exactly what these socialists want. They want everyone to rely on the government for everything. Need 3 likes and fact check true. Also, remember when Obama was in office and Detroit went bankrupt because of their ineptitudes and corruption? And Obama famously said, we won't bail Detroit. We're not going to give them a bailout. Spoiler alert, they got a bailout because of by the U.S. taxpayers. I believe it's $400 million. Ridiculous. So mismanaged, just a terrible place. Let's see. So yeah, it's funny. Kamala Harris thinks this is going to be a good message to boost her campaign. Here's finally a picture of a Detroit house. Watching in decline says, no thank you, I'd rather not live in a place like Detroit. And again, at one point there was a quaint, cute little brick house, and now there's literally trash everywhere. The house no longer has a door. The roof is mostly gone. It's just a shell of what it once was. Perhaps a good metaphor for the city of Detroit that Diddy would like. And yeah, I don't think it's going to help Kamala in any way at all. And let me know in the comments, when was the last time you actually went to Detroit? And do you think it could ever be saved? Could the culture and politics ever, turn around and fix the city? Let me know in the comments because, as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, trying to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make sure better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.